Previously, on Keeper of Hearts, the spiritual war intensifies. Stephen operates rogue without Satan's permission, targeting hearts. Hell couldn't break through by traditional means. Open quote, Stephen, heaven runs on authority. Hell runs on fear. I run on results. Close quote. The plan shifts. Ashley resisted. Now Lexi becomes the weapon. Open quote, she doesn't pray, she plays. Close quote. Ambrielle's gift revealed. At the party, violence erupts, but Ambrielle sees what others can't. Demons hiding in the shadows. Dean and Lust recoil the moment they realize. Open quote, Dean, we need to leave. Now. Close quote. Jordan doesn't understand, but she does. Jay under siege. Shannon and Jay nearly cross the line, until Grandma Darlene catches them on the kitchen counter. Open quote, Grandma Darlene, you're bringing the devil in my house. Close quote. Lexi sends explicit photos. Open quote, Lexi, I like games, Jay. Careful, or we're going to start a fire. Ashley texts an apology asking for time to think. Ashley's breakthrough. Jezebel and Lust press in, but Ashley resists. Open quote, Ashley, no, I'm not letting them control me. Close quote, the whispers hiss and retreat. Her shoulders lift. A small victory, but a victory. Jordan's rebellion. After Grandma's lecture, Jordan leaves, climbing through Ambrielle's window with a cigarette. Open quote, Jordan, home's boring, you're not. Close quote. Despite her protests, they surrender to each other. The line is crossed. Open quote, choices made in the dark echo in the light. Close quote, a battle that's only beginning. Fade to black. Episode 9, lines crossed, scene 1. Jordan caught at home. Morning sunlight streams through the living room windows, sharp, revealing. Jordan slips through the open window, clothes wrinkled, phone dead, trying not to be seen. Grandma Darlene stands waiting, crossing her arms. Back early, huh? You think you can sneak in and I won't notice? The sun's out, Jordan. No shadow hides you from me. Jordan, nervous laugh. It's nothing, really. Voice firm. Nothing? Climbing windows, sneaking around, lying. That's nothing? I'm just trying. I don't know. I'm not... Cutting him off, sharp but calm. Trying isn't enough. Choices have weight, and the light sees what the darkness can't hide. A faint whisper curls through the room, barely audible. Open quote, you can't hide. He sees all. Close quote. Shadows near Jordan's feet twitch subtly, recoiling from the sunlight. I just... Grandma Darlene, softening slightly, still... Decide who you're listening to, Jordan. Me, him, or the voices trying to steer your heart. Jordan stands frozen. Tension coils tight. The room hums with authority, human and divine. Scene 2. Lexi crosses the line. Jay wakes suddenly, feels Lexi beneath him. He moans, then freezes. Jay, what the hell are you doing? Lexi, looking up, smiling, licking her lips. Don't act like you don't like it, babe. Come on, Jay. Let's start a fire. Jay, Lexi, you can't just be doing stuff like this. What the hell is wrong with you? Lexi, Jay, nothing is wrong. I'm just drawn to you. Since when, Lexi? You can't just play games with people. Look, Jay, I want to feel something, anything, please. You want this as much as I do. Lexi, get out. I'm not playing games. Oh, Jay, what's wrong with games? I bet Selena or Shannon never did that to you. Don't bring them up like you know something. Lexi, what about Ashley? Did you two ever? That's none of your business. Lexi, Jay, if you ask me, she choiced the wrong brother. Looking at him up and down. Lexi, moving closer. You know you want me, Jay. She leans in and kisses him. For a moment, Jay freezes, then kisses her back, all his resistance crumbling. He pulls her closer, lifting her up as they stumble backward. They lose their balance and fall onto the bed in a tangle of limbs. Jay breaks away, breathing hard, reality crashing back in. Wait, stop! We can't! Lexi, why not? You just... Because this is insane, Lexi. My brother, my past, all of it. This is a disaster waiting to happen. Maybe I want the disaster. Wait, I'm thinking about talking to someone. Oh, you are such a bad boy, I knew it. Who? Are you and Selena going to get back together? Don't tell me it's Shannon. That's not what Lexi, she can't satisfy you like I can, Jay. Lexi, stop. He backs into the nightstand, knocking over the lamp. It crashes to the floor. Jay, this is exactly why we can't do this. You and my brother. Lexi, your brother and I are over. This isn't about him. The hell it isn't. You think he's just going to be fine with this? I don't care what he thinks anymore. I want you, Jay. I've wanted you for... Don't finish that sentence. Jay, you're out for revenge, and I'm not being a part of your game. Scene 3. Not in my house. The tension from moments ago still hangs thick in the air. Jordan stands near the hallway, trying to disappear into the wall. Grandma Darlene turns toward the kitchen. Shouting erupts from down the hall. This is exactly why we can't do this. Jay yells, you don't get to tell me what I feel. Lexi snaps back. Jordan's eyes widen. That's Jay and Lexi, he says quietly, uneasy. Grandma Darlene's head snaps toward the hallway. Her face hardens instantly. Not confusion. Recognition. Then a loud crash. A lamp hits the floor. That's it. Oh no. Grandma Darlene pauses, her voice deadly calm. Not in my house. She marches down the hallway with purpose. Jordan hesitates, then follows. They reach Jay's room. The door is half open. Lexi stands near the bed, furious and reckless. Jay looks shaken, breathing hard, caught between anger and guilt. Lexi! Grandma Darlene's voice is sharp and commanding. Both of them freeze. Lexi turns, startled. Mrs. Darlene, I don't care what you were about to say. Grandma Darlene steps fully into the room. You will not bring chaos, lust, or confusion into my home. A pressure fills the room, spiritual and undeniable. The shadows along the walls recoil, shrinking back. Grandma, I didn't. Jay starts. I know exactly what I heard. She turns to him, firm, then back to Lexi. And I know what kind of fire you're trying to start. Lexi scoffs, masking hurt with attitude. So what, I'm just the villain now? No. Grandma Darlene's voice is cold and clear. You're a guest who overstayed her welcome. Silence. You can't tell me, Lexi begins. I can. Grandma Darlene's voice drops, heavy with authority. And I am. She points toward the door. Out. Now. Lexi looks at Jay, waiting, hoping. Jay can't meet her eyes. That answer is enough. Lexi smiles then, not soft, cruel, deliberate. Oh, Jay, she says, eyes locked on him. I really enjoyed your lollipop smiles. Jay flinches like he's been slapped. Have fun pretending you're innocent. She lets out a bitter laugh. Figures. Lexi storms past Grandma Darlene, brushing Jordan's shoulder on the way out. For a split second, Jordan feels something cold trail behind her. Then it's gone. The front door slams. Silence floods back in. Jay sinks onto the bed, shaken. Temptation always knocks loudest where it's not invited, Grandma Darlene says, not unkind but firm. She turns to Jordan, her eyes locking with his. You see now? Jordan nods slowly. Yeah, he sees. The house settles, but the damage has already been done.
Yeah, keep her hearts. He meets you in the broken places, right there where your shame begins. He sits beside the sinners, never waiting for perfection, never asking you to pretend. The world points fingers, but his hands reach far. Grace isn't earned by the spotless, it's poured on wounded hearts. Jesus, keeper of hearts, you take me as I am, not who I try to be. You carried every burden, took the cross they said you never need. Though the hypocrites cry crucified, your mercy still ran free. We can do all things through Christ. You're the keeper of hearts, and you're keeping me.
Scene, Shannon and her mom. The interrogation, int. Shannon's bedroom, morning. Shannon sits on her bed, grounded, door half open so her mom can monitor her. Her phone is face down on the nightstand. She's pretending to read a book, but her eyes keep darting to the phone. Her phone buzzes. Shannon's hand twitches toward it. Shannon, you better not be on that phone. Shannon freezes, pulls her hand back. I'm not. She waits, listens, hears her mom moving around in the kitchen. Another buzz. Shannon can't take it. She grabs the phone, unlocks it quickly. You okay? Your mom still mad? Shannon types fast. Furious. I'm on lockdown. She thinks I just went to Michelle's. She doesn't know? No, and she can't. Ever. Shannon, Lexi's nuts. She woke me up by, let's just say she overstepped. Bad. Shannon's jaw clenches. Don't even. That girl is crazy. What did she do? Overstep, how? Long story, Grandma kicked her out. It was bad. Good. She had it coming, hopping around like a damn bunny, trying to get at you and Jordan both. Shannon almost smiles at her own metaphor, then hears footsteps. Mom. Shannon? Shannon slams the phone face down on the bed, grabs her book. Yeah? Her mom appears in the doorway, arms crossed, eyes sharp. Who are you texting? Nobody. Don't lie to me. I heard your phone going off. It's just a friend, Mom. I'm allowed to have friends. Not when you're grounded. You're not. She holds out her hand. Give me the phone. Mom, come on. Now, Shannon's heart races. If her mom sees those texts with Jay, if she scrolls up and sees anything from last night, Mom, please, I wasn't doing anything wrong. Then you won't mind me checking. Shannon stares at her mom. The phone is still buzzing on the bed. Another text comes through. Her mom's eyes narrow. Who is texting you? Shannon swallows hard. Jay? Beat. Jay? The boy who was having girl issues with that girl, Selena and Ashley? Yeah, just a friend from school. A boy? That's clearly trouble, Shannon. Shannon doesn't answer. Is this the boy you were sneaking around with last night? No, I told you I was at Michelle's. Then why is he texting you non-stop? Why are you so nervous about me seeing your phone? Because you're being crazy. Watch your mouth. Silence. Her mom's hand is still extended, waiting. Phone. Now. Shannon knows she's trapped. Slowly, reluctantly, she picks up the phone and hands it over. Her mom unlocks it. She knows Shannon's passcode. Starts scrolling. Shannon watches her mom's face shift from suspicion to shock to fury. Mom, that girl is crazy. Hopping around like a damn bunny trying to get at you and Jordan both. She looks up at Shannon. Who's Jordan? His brother. His brother. So you're involved with some boy who has drama with multiple girls and his brother? It's not like that. It's scrolling further, stopping on a message. Grandma kicked her out. It was bad. She looks at Shannon, eyes blazing. You were at his house? That's where you went last night? Shannon's silence is the answer. You lied to me. You looked me in the eye and lied. Mom, I asked you where you were going, and you said Michelle's house. But you were at some boy's house. Some boy with all kinds of mess surrounding him. I don't want you being like Michelle, Shannon. He's not mess, Mom. He's a good person. Oh, really? Then why all the drama? Why are girls hopping around like bunnies? Why is his grandma kicking people out of her house? Shannon doesn't have an answer. You know what? I'm keeping your phone. No television. Enjoy your punishment. Mom. No. Cutting her off. Shannon, look at me. Shannon reluctantly meets her eyes. Did you have sex with him last night? Mom, no. I promise I wouldn't do that. You better not have. Boys just want one thing, Shannon. You will mess up your whole life if you're not careful, and you've got too much going for you. I don't want you talking to him anymore. Are we clear? Mom, that's not fair. You can't tell me who I can be friends with. Mom, exhales Taeum. Fine, Shannon, but if I find out you're sneaking around with that boy again, you will regret it, and I don't want you going back over to his house. Do you understand me? Why do you have to be such a bitch? Beat. Her mom's face hardens. The air in the room shifts. Voice cold. Excuse me. Shannon immediately regrets it, but doesn't back down. I am your mother. You will show me some respect. Then stop treating me like a child. You're acting like one, sneaking out, lying, running around with boys who have half the school wrapped up in drama. She steps closer, voice softening, but still firm. Now sit here and think about what you did, and who you want to be. She turns and walks out, taking Shannon's phone with her. The door doesn't slam. It closes with finality. Shannon sits on her bed, fists clenched, tears burning in her eyes. She grabs a pillow and throws it across the room. I hate this. She falls back on the bed, staring at the ceiling, thoughts racing. Fade out. Scene, Selena and Amber, Letting go into Amber's bedroom, late afternoon. Soft light filters through the curtains. Amber sits cross-legged on her bed, phone face down. Selena stands near the window, arms folded, staring outside. A long silence. Amber, been quiet all day. Selena, tired smile, not turning around. Yeah, I'm just done being loud about it. Amber watches her carefully. Done how? Selena exhales, finally turning to face her. Done chasing answers, done wondering why I wasn't enough, done letting Jay decide how I feel about myself. That lands. Amber nods slowly, impressed. That's actually huge. Hugs. I'm tired, Amber. Every time I think I'm okay, something else happens. Another girl. Another excuse. Another I didn't mean to hurt you. She sits on the edge of the bed now, shoulders slumped. I don't think he's a bad person, but he's bad for me. Amber scoots closer, bumping her shoulder gently. Amber, you don't have to hate him to walk away from him. Selena looks at her, eyes glossy but steady. I'm going to work on me. School. Music. Breathing without feeling sick every time my phone lights up. Amber, look at you. Emotional maturity. Growth. Healing arc. Selena, don't make it weird. Amber, too late. They sit in comfortable silence for a moment. You'll keep me honest, right? If I start slipping, if I start missing him, I'll remind you why you chose yourself. Selena nods, grateful. Thanks for just being here. Always, I just love you. I love you too, Amber. You're a really good friend. How did I get so lucky? Scene Ashley, the voice that comes back. Ashley sits on the edge of her bed, hoodie pulled tight around her arms. Her phone lies face down beside her, screen dark. The room is quiet. Too quiet. She exhales, steadying herself. I'm not doing this tonight, Ashley says softly to herself, a beat. Then a voice slides in, smooth, familiar, mocking. You said that last time too. Ashley stiffens. Her jaw tightens, but she doesn't panic. I told you to leave. Oh, sweetheart, the voice says. I didn't come to stay. I came to remind. The shadows in the corner of the room stretch unnaturally, barely noticeable unless you're looking for it. I'm not texting him, Ashley says flatly. Him? The voice smiles as it speaks. Which one? Ashley closes her eyes. Don't. Jay feels bad, Jordan feels distant, and you feel guilty no matter what you do. Ashley opens her eyes. Anger flickers now. Jordan doesn't feel distant, she says. He feels complicated. Exactly, the voice replies, and complicated always ends in pain. Ashley reaches for her phone, then stops herself. She sets it farther away instead. That's not my voice, a chuckle. No, it's the one that knows how this ends. The shadows creep closer, curling along the wall behind her. Jay would be easier, safer. You wouldn't feel like the bad guy. I'm not choosing out of fear anymore, Ashley snaps. You already did. Every time you stayed silent, every time you walked away. Ashley stands now, breath shaking, but her spine is straight. I walked away because I was confused, she says, not because I wanted to hurt anyone. Then fix it, the voice says, low and confidential. Text him. Say you're sorry. Say you miss him. Ashley looks toward the shadows, really looks this time. You don't care about Jay. An offended laugh answers her. Of course I do. No, Ashley says. You care about chaos. The shadows falter, just a little. Careful, Ashley. Pride looks a lot like faith until it breaks. Ashley swallows, then nods to herself. Maybe, but tonight I'm choosing stillness. She sits back down on the bed, hands open, grounded. I don't owe you a decision, she says, and I don't owe anyone a reaction. Silence. The shadows retreat, not gone, but pushed back. This isn't over, the voice says, low and cold. I know, Ashley answers, but you don't own me. The room settles, the pressure lifts. Ashley exhales, shaky, real, then whispers, God, help me not lie to myself. Her phone remains untouched. Heaven, the throne chamber. Light stretches endlessly in every direction, not blinding but alive. The kind of light that feels like truth instead of warmth. Michael stands forward, armor still, wings folded. Gabriel and Raphael remain a few steps back, silent witnesses. At the center stands Jesus. He isn't seated, he's watching. Not down, but through something. She resisted, Michael says, respectful and steady. He doesn't say how, he doesn't say against whom. Heaven doesn't need it spelled out. Jezebel pressed hard, Michael continues. Lust attempted entry. Fear nearly fractured her resolve. He looks up, but the girl chose. The word hangs heavy, honored, but costly. Jesus nods once, not triumphant, not relieved, just acknowledging reality. Her will held, Gabriel says quietly, hopeful. It was enough to force retreat, Raphael adds, uneasy. For now, Michael says. Silence falls. The light subtly changes, not darker but deeper, like a storm visible only to those who know what storms look like from above. Michael studies Jesus carefully. Lord, hell will not leave this unanswered. Jesus finally turns. In his eyes is something that stops all movement, not fear, not doubt, foreknowledge. No, Jesus says, a simple word, measured. They rarely do. Michael steps closer, protective instinct surfacing. Then why do I sense? He stops himself, choosing his words carefully. Why does she remain exposed? Gabriel looks sharply at Michael. Raphael glances between them. This isn't a question angels usually ask. Jesus doesn't answer immediately. Instead, he looks past them, past heaven, past time. Because obedience does not erase vulnerability, Jesus says. That lands. It reveals it. Michael's wings tense slightly. Is it her heart? Jesus' gaze softens but does not reassure. It is where her heart stands and who still has access to it. Gabriel exhales quietly. Then this victory is real, Jesus says. He steps forward. Light ripples outward with his movement. But it is not the end of her testing. Michael lowers his head slightly, accepting, not questioning. Stephen will adapt. Jesus' expression changes just enough to be noticed. Not anger, not concern, resolve sharpened by sorrow. Stephen always mistakes resistance for defiance, Jesus says, and defiance invites escalation. Raphael clenches a fist, then she will face pressure again. Yes, Jesus says, a pause, and next time it will not come dressed as temptation. Michael looks up sharply. Then what will it look like? Jesus turns slightly. The light behind him stretches long, like a shadow made of brightness. Loss. The word echoes, not loudly, inevitably. Confusion wears many faces, Jesus continues, and hell knows which one she fears most. Gabriel swallows. Do we intervene? You will watch, Jesus says calmly. You will guard. You will remind. But you will not choose for her. Michael nods, warrior accepting restraint. And if she falls? Jesus' eyes meet his. There is no condemnation in them, only truth. Then I will still be who I am, a beat, and she will still be loved. Silence returns, thick, reverent. The angels bow. Jesus remains standing, still watching. Far below, unseen, a girl exhales for the first time in days, unaware that heaven has already marked the cost of her courage. Scene, hell, throne room. Shadows twist like living smoke. Flames curl along jagged black stone. The air hums with expectation and malice. Satan sits tall on his throne, crimson eyes sharp, lips curling in controlled menace. Jezebel stands before him, posture rigid, temper simmering. Dean hovers nearby, silent and uneasy. Where, Satan says coldly, deliberately, is Stephen? I don't know, my lord, Jezebel answers, uneasy but firm. He's operating outside the usual parameters. Satan leans forward, teeth bared slightly. Outside the parameters? Outside my notice? He's not under my command, Jezebel says, her voice rising with tension. He's your gatekeep. I know who he is, Satan snaps, sudden fury cutting her off. That idiot better not be messing anything up. The heat intensifies, curling like knives. Satan rises from the throne, stepping forward, eyes flashing. If you cannot get this situation under control, he pauses, his voice dripping with menace. I will simply find another Jezebel. Jezebel freezes. The words hang in the air, icy, sharp. Dean swallows, eyes wide. What? Excuse me? Jezebel fires back, sharp, offended, defiant. Another me? Do you even know who you're talking to? Satan smiles cruelly. I know exactly who I'm talking to. You either succeed, or you are replaceable. He leans in slightly, voice low and deliberate. Ashley, I have plans for her. Jezebel's anger boils. She steps forward, jaw tight. Replaceable? She snaps. I've handled more than you think. I've done what you couldn't. Oh, I know, Satan replies, leaning back, amused. And yet, here we are. The room vibrates with tension. Dean shifts uneasily, sensing the thin line between power and punishment. Don't ever test me like that again. Jezebel says, biting back fury. I am the chaos you need. You think anyone else could do what I do? That, Satan says flatly, measured, remains to be seen. A tense silence falls. Flames flicker. Shadows stretch and recoil. Jezebel's jaw tightens, fury simmering beneath her controlled posture. Do not disappoint me again, Satan says quietly, final. Jezebel glares, seething yet restrained. Dean glances at her, unsettled. Dean, Satan continues, where are we on Jordan? It's under control, Dean answers, but the girl, she saw us. You'd better handle this, Satan says. Ambrielle could be a problem. He leans back slightly, crimson eyes sharp, letting the weight of the words sink in. Let Stephen know I expect him back here soon, Satan adds. He doesn't need to keep me waiting. The throne room pulses with anticipation. Shadows twist closer to the flames, then recoil. Dean swallows hard. Jezebel's eyes flash, fury tempered by the knowledge that failure is not an option. The air is thick with fire, malice, and unspoken threats. Every movement, every pause is a reminder. Hell never forgets. Scene, Jordan and Jay aftermath. Jay leans back against the bed frame, shoulders tense. Jordan sits across from him, arms folded, eyes sharp. Look, I know what you're going to say, Jay starts, looking down hesitant, but Jay, listen. Jordan cuts him off, firm for once. We've had our issues, yeah? But you're my brother. He leans forward slightly, voice sharp. I know how Lexi can be. That line she said about you, I clocked it. She was trying to get under my skin. Jordan exhales, tension easing just a bit. But my mind's on other things right now. Jay nods slowly, conflicted. Jordan's phone buzzes on the nightstand. He glances down. Ambrielle, he mutters. He opens the message. Hey, know you're stressed? Need a hand with anything? Jordan hesitates, thumb hovering. He glances at Jay. She's checking on me, he says softly. Jay smirks, teasing lightly. You gonna answer that or stare at it all night? Another message comes in. Everything okay over there? Jordan types back. It's complicated. Lexi's being Lexi, you know. I figured, Ambrielle replies. Be careful, she knows exactly how to push buttons. Yeah, I know, Jordan types. Jay's tangled in it too. I figured she'd play that card, Ambrielle responds. Remember, you get to decide how far you let it go. Don't let anyone pull your strings. That's easier said than done, Jordan replies. True, Ambrielle answers gently. But you're not alone in thinking it through. You've got a brain. You've got a heart. Trust both. Thanks, I'll try. No try, you will, she replies. I'll be around if you need to talk. Just don't make moves in anger or guilt. You'll regret it. Noted, Jordan sends. Good, Ambrielle adds. And Jordan, keep your eyes open. Some people hide intentions behind smiles. Jordan stares at the screen, absorbing it. Then he sets the phone down. Jay notices the shift in his composure. Looks like someone's got her figured out, Jay says quietly, impressed. She doesn't tell me what to do, Jordan says softly. She just reminds me who I am. Jay nods, understanding more than he expected. A moment of quiet passes. The room hums with unspoken trust, strategy, and restraint. Jordan picks up his phone again, fingers hovering over the keyboard, then sets it down once more. I'll handle Lexi, he says low and resolute. My way. Jay leans back, impressed despite himself, tension easing just slightly between them. Scene, Lexi and Tiffany. Tiffany's house, night. Distant crickets, faint hum of a ceiling fan, the occasional creak of an old house settling. Moonlight streams through blinds. You can almost feel the quiet tension in the air. Moonlight cuts through Tiffany's bedroom blinds, casting long stripes across the floor. The room is dimly lit, cozy, but shadows stretch along the walls like they're listening. Lexi lounges on the bed, phone in hand, a smirk tugging at her lips. Tiffany sits cross-legged on the floor, back against the wall. Curiosity flickers across her face, but so does unease. Lexi's internal thought, soft, almost dreamy. Oh, Jay, only we would have been alone today. Tiffany shifts slightly, breaking the silence with a teasing tone. Light, what are you smiling about, bestie? Nothing. Just had a good day, that's all. The quiet stretches. It feels unnatural, like the room is holding its breath. Layered, echoing slightly, like it's coming from inside Lexi's head, but also from the shadows. Dean, as Lexi's conscienced. How could you do that with Jay? Tiffany likes him. You're supposed to be her friend. I'm such a horrible person. Lexi tilts her head slightly, unfazed. If anything, she looks. The whisper, darker, smoother, confident. Stephen as Lexi's justification. It's not like he likes her. Besides, if he wants me, he wants me. And after today, I'm sure he'll be thinking about me. And screw Shannon, that bitch has it coming. So does Jordan, just like the rest of them. Tiffany frowns slightly, her unease growing. She shifts, hugging her knees closer. Whisper, this time directed at Tiffany, doubt creeping in. She's hiding something. Can I really trust her? She wouldn't let me go with her to Jay's house the other night. Did something happen? Laughs lightly, tossing her hair back like she doesn't have a care in the world. Relax, Tiffany. I've got everything under control. Tiffany doesn't look convinced. She shifts again, pulling her knees tighter to her chest. I don't know. Something feels off. You worry too much, bestie. Just trust me. Except for the faint sound of Lexi scrolling on her phone, a clock ticks softly in the background. The shadows in the corners seem to cling to Lexi, drawn to the chaos she radiates. Tiffany's unease grows, a quiet storm forming beneath her calm exterior. The whispers linger in the air like smoke, Dean pulling at conscience, Stephen fueling desire and rebellion. Scene. Ambrielle. Hallway confrontation. The hallway smelled like disinfectant and old linoleum, sharp, sterile, unforgiving. Ambrielle walked it anyway. Each step felt heavier than the last, like her body was trying to whisper secrets she wasn't ready to hear. 3 days since the party. 3 days since Jordan. Too soon for answers. Too late to pretend nothing had happened. Her period hadn't come, not yet, but the absence sat loud in her chest, ticking like a clock she couldn't shut off. Stress, she told herself. Shock. Fear. Anything but the word she refused to say out loud. Her jaw stayed locked, eyes forward, spine straight. If she looked shaken, Marlena would smell it, and Marlena loved blood. Running off somewhere important? The voice slid into the air like a blade between ribs. Ambrielle stopped but didn't turn right away. She counted 1 heartbeat. 2. Calm was a weapon, and she wielded it beautifully. Hall passes are a thing, she said at last, glancing over her shoulder. You should try one sometime. Marlena stood a few lockers down, arms crossed, lips curled in that familiar expression of polite disgust. Designer coat, perfect hair, eyes already searching Ambrielle's face for cracks. You've been distracted lately, Marlena said. Grades slipping, attitude worsening, now wandering the halls during class. Ambrielle finally faced her fully, chin lifted, expression unreadable. Concern looks weird on you, she replied lightly. You might want to practice in a mirror. Marlena's eyes narrowed. She took a step closer, heels clicking like punctuation marks. Don't get clever. Girls like you always think they're smarter than the mess they're making. Something coiled tight in Ambrielle's chest, nausea, adrenaline, the echo of hands she hadn't invited. She swallowed it down. Girls like me? She echoed softly. You mean the kind that survives you? For a flicker of a second, Marlena's smile twitched. You reek of trouble, Marlena said, voice low now. And trouble has consequences. If you've done something, foolish. Save the lecture. Ambrielle cut in, eyes sharp as broken glass. I'm late for something. Not a lie. Just not the whole truth. She stepped past Marlena before permission could even be imagined. Shoulder-brushing coat. A deliberate choice. A warning. Marlena turned slowly, watching her go. You can run to your mother, she called after her. But even nurses can't fix everything. Ambrielle didn't look back. Her hand trembled just once as she reached the corner, a betrayal she hated, then stilled again. Whatever waited behind that nurse's office door would give the fear a name. And once it had a name, everything would change. But Marlena? Marlena would not be the one to break her. Not today. Scene. Amber and Jay. The cost of choices int. School hallway, quiet corner. Day. The hallway buzzes with lockers slamming and voices overlapping, but there's a pocket of quiet near the windows. Jay leans against the wall, arms crossed, jaw tight. He looks like someone holding himself together out of habit, not strength. Amber approaches, backpack slung over one shoulder. She stops a few feet from him. No hostility, no warmth either, just honesty. Amber, steady. I figured you'd be here. Jay nods once, doesn't look at her right away. Yeah, a beat. How is she? Amber studies him, really studies him, making sure she's not about to say something that'll do more harm than good. She's okay, but she needs time, Jay. That lands. Jay finally looks up. Time to cool off, or time to forget me? Amber doesn't dodge it. Time to heal. And yeah, part of that might mean space from you. Jay swallows hard. Did she say that? Amber, she didn't have to. She's not angry the way you think. She's just tired of hurting. Jay exhales, shaky. He nods like he already knew this, just didn't want it confirmed. Jay, I never meant to mess her up like that. I know, but intent doesn't erase impact. Silence stretches between them. Students pass by. Life keeps moving. Jay's shoulders sag just a little. She's really done, isn't she? Amber hesitates, then chooses truth over comfort. Amber. She's choosing herself right now. And honestly, that's not something you should try to interrupt. Jay nods slowly. His eyes sting, but he doesn't fight it. That's when it comes. Not a voice shouted, not a command, just a thought that hurts because it feels true. Speaking as Jay. You lost her. You did this to yourself. Jay flinches, not visibly but internally. His jaw tightens. As Jay, you had everything, and still managed to ruin it. No excuses this time, just consequences. Jay closes his eyes for half a second. The pain is real, but the choice is still his. Amber notices the shift. Jay? He opens his eyes again. There's hurt there, but also clarity. Amber watches him carefully, making sure he doesn't spiral. This doesn't make you a villain, but it does mean you have to sit with it. Jay nods. Jay, I am. Stephen's whisper lingers, but doesn't push. As Jay good. Pain sticks better when you don't run from it. Jay straightens slightly. Not healed. Not okay. But present. Tell her. Beat. No, never mind. Amber gives him a small, knowing nod. Amber, she knows you cared. That's not the problem. Another beat. Just don't chase her to make yourself feel better. Jay meets her eyes. I won't. Amber studies him, then turns to leave. Amber, for what it's worth. I hope you learn from this. She walks away. Jay stays where he is, staring out the window. Stephen's voice fades, not gone, just quieter. Jay whispers, barely audible. Jay, to himself, I really did mess this up. The bell rings. Jay doesn't move right away. Jay stands near his locker, shoulders slightly hunched, eyes distant. He isn't moving much, just standing. The hallway is alive with chatter, lockers slamming and footsteps echoing. Ashley approaches, backpack slung over one shoulder, noticing immediately that something's off. Ashley, concerned, lightly touching his arm. Jay, are you okay? You've been standing here forever. We better get to class. Jay blinks, coming back from whatever mental space he was in. I'm fine. Just thinking. Ashley gives him a small, unsure smile, trying to gauge if he's telling the truth. Ashley, thoughtfully, you don't look fine. Before Jay can respond, Eric walks by with a big grin. He spots them, then glances over at Richard, laughing like he's watching some private joke. Eric, teasing loudly, Yo, Richard, look at Jay, standing there like a statue, and Ashley too. Man, this is gold. The hallway feels smaller. Conversations pause as some students notice, snickering under their breaths. Ashley shifts, uncomfortable, her cheeks warming. Ashley, quietly to Jay, ignore him. Jay forces a small smile, but his jaw tightens. He remembers all the rumors, the past whispers, the games, the lies. He's been here before, and everyone knows. Jay, yeah, just keep walking. They move slowly down the hall together. Each step feels heavier with the weight of history, past drama, and unspoken things that don't need repeating but linger anyway. Ashley glances at him, half apologetic, half frustrated. Ashley, high school, never changes. Jay shakes his head slightly, letting the tension ease a fraction. Jay, nope. Some things never change. They reach the classroom doorway. Ashley opens the door, glancing back at him. Ashley, you good? Yeah, I'll survive. She nods, steps in, and Jay lingers for a beat longer, letting the hallway swallow the echoes of laughter and whispers. The past feels present, but he's moving forward anyway. Scene Ambrielle, clinic. The nurse's office was warm in the way hallways never were. Soft light, clean counters, a faint hum from the mini-fridge where vaccines slept. It felt like a pocket of calm cut out of chaos, and the moment Ambrielle stepped inside, her composure cracked just enough to sting. Kistel? Her mother looked up from a chart. Kistel Noira didn't need a second glance. She took in the way Ambrielle hovered just inside the doorway, the stiffness in her shoulders, the careful stillness, like a glass held together by pressure alone. Come here, love, Kistel said gently, already standing. The door clicked shut behind them. Ambrielle sat on the edge of the exam bed, hands knotted in her sleeves. She stared at the anatomy posters on the wall, anywhere but her mother's eyes. I'm fine, she said quickly. Too quickly. I think something's off. Kistel didn't push, she never did. She washed her hands, movement slow, grounding. When was your last cycle? Ambrielle hesitated. That was answer enough. Kirstel's expression didn't change, but something in her eyes sharpened, focused. How long? A few weeks. And the nausea? Kirstel asked softly. Ambriel blinked. I didn't say. You didn't have to. Silence settled between them, heavy but safe. Kirstel moved closer, resting a hand over Ambriel's wrist. Her pulse was racing. Ambriel, she said quietly, I need you to be honest with me. A laugh slipped out, brittle, humorless. I don't even know what honest looks like right now. That's okay, Kirstel replied. We'll figure it out together. She drew blood, ran a quick test, routine motions, practiced, calm, but her eyes kept flicking back to the clock. The wait felt endless. When the results came back, Kirstel read them once, then again. Her breath caught, just slightly. Ambriel noticed. Mom? Kirstel set the paper down carefully, like it might shatter if she moved too fast. She crossed the room and knelt in front of her daughter, hands warm, steady, anchoring. Sweetheart, she said, voice low and unwavering, you're pregnant. The word hit like a dropped plate. Pregnant. No, Ambriel whispered. That's not... It hasn't been long enough. It's only been days. Kirstel nodded slowly. I know. That was worse. She lifted Ambriel's chin gently, forcing her to meet her eyes. This didn't happen 3 days ago, she said softly. The levels are already there. That tells me this started earlier. Ambriel's breath fractured. So that means... It means, Kirstel interrupted gently, that whatever happened recently didn't cause this. But it did trap her inside it. Ambriel folded forward, forehead pressing into her mother's shoulder. For the first time in days, she let herself shake. I didn't choose this, she whispered. Kirstel wrapped her arms around her completely. I know, she said fiercely, and you will not face it alone. She kissed Ambriel's hair, protective and certain. We'll talk options, timelines, safety, but right now, you breathe. Ambriel clutched her mother like a lifeline, tears soaking into fabric that smelled like antiseptic and home. Outside the office, the world kept moving. Inside, everything had changed. Scene. Bathroom confrontation in girls' bathroom. Day. The girls' bathroom hums with fluorescent lights. A stall door creaks open. Ashley steps out, fixing her hair in the mirror, trying to look unbothered. She freezes when she sees the same 2 girls from weeks ago, Sabrina and Makisha, Tiffany's crew, leaning against the sinks, arms crossed. Then, Sabrina. Oh look, it's the whore. Ashley stiffens but doesn't turn yet. So Ashley, you never answered my question. Which brother was better? Makisha laughs, sharp and cruel. Ashley turns, jaw tight. Ashley, Sabrina, I don't know what your problem is with me. Makisha. My problem? You're a slut who likes to play victim. We saw you with Jay earlier, don't act all innocent now. Ashley's breath catches. She opens her mouth. Amber. That's enough. Amber steps in from the doorway. She takes in the scene instantly. Her expression hardens. Amber, leave her alone. Sabrina scoffs. Sabrina, or what? What are you going to do about it? Makisha leans forward, daring. Makisha, don't make me have you find out. Amber doesn't flinch. She just stares, calm, controlled, dangerous in a quiet way. A beat. Sabrina rolls her eyes. So whatever. The girls brush past Amber, bumping her shoulder on purpose as they leave. Laughter echoes down the hall. The bathroom feels emptier now. Ashley exhales shakily. Ashley! Thanks, Amber. Cutting her off. Don't. Ashley blinks, caught off guard. Amber turns fully to her now, honest, unsoftened. Look. I don't like you. You hurt Jay, you hurt Selena. Ashley looks down. We're not friends. A beat. Amber softens just enough to be human. Not kind, but fair. But I wasn't about to watch you get bullied, and for whatever reason, Jay still cares about you. Ashley swallows. So yeah, I stepped in. Amber steps closer, not threatening, just real. But if Jay or Selena, either one, ever gets hurt because of you again, we're going to have a problem. Ashley nods faintly, tears threatening but not falling. I'm not shaming you. We all make mistakes. She holds Ashley's gaze. But you hurt people I care about, Ashley. And I think somewhere deep down, you know that. Silence. Amber turns and walks out. Ashley stands alone, staring at her reflection. No whispers now, just the weight of truth pressing in. The bathroom light flickers. Scene cafeteria lunchtime. The cafeteria buzzed with its usual noise. Laughter, gossip, the scrape of chairs against tile, 100 small lives colliding at once. Jordan sat in the middle of it like he owned the place. Isaac lounged beside him. Richard leaned over his tray. Eric was mid-story, already too loud. Jordan tipped a bottle of water back, relaxed, untouchable. Then Ambrielle appeared at the edge of the table. Jordan. The way she said his name sliced clean through the noise. He looked up, surprised, then smirked. "What's up?" "I need to talk to you." Eric raised a brow. Isaac's eyes flicked between them. Richard sensed blood and stayed quiet. Jordan didn't move. "Whatever it is, you can say it here." A mistake. Ambrielle studied him for a moment, really studied him, like she was deciding how much damage she wanted to do. "Okay," she said softly. She let the words fall like a match. "I'm pregnant." For half a second, the world stopped. Then Eric shot upright, chair shrieking across the floor. "Oh shit! You're gonna be a daddy!" The cafeteria detonated. Gasps rippled outward. Whispers bloomed. Heads snapped toward them like flowers turning to rot. Jordan choked. Water sprayed across the table as he spat it out, coughing hard, eyes blown wide. "What the hell? Are you serious?" Ambrielle didn't blink. "Yes." Jordan laughed once, sharp, panicked. "That's not funny. It's been 3 days. 3. That's not how that works." Her gaze hardened. "It didn't happen 3 days ago." She said evenly. "It happened a couple of months ago, when you and Michelle were having problems." That landed harder than the first confession. Jordan froze. Isaac muttered, "Oh, damn." Richard's face drained of color. Jordan shook his head slowly. No, that's not. You're lying. You're just trying to—" "I went to the nurse," Ambrielle interrupted. "My mother. She ran the tests." His mouth opened, closed. Reality crept in welcome and sharp. Across the cafeteria, a sound broke through the noise. A raw, cracked sob. Ashley. She stood abruptly, eyes locked on Jordan, tears already spilling. "You told me it didn't mean anything," she cried, voice shaking. "You said I was the only one. You said she didn't matter." Every head turned. Jordan's face went white. "Ashley, wait." She shoved her tray away, hands trembling. "You're disgusting." She choked and ran, chair toppling behind her as the cafeteria swallowed her sobs whole. Jordan pushed back from the table, standing now, panic bleeding through his arrogance. "Ambrielle, this is insane. You don't just drop something like that and—" "I tried to talk to you privately," she said quietly. "You wanted witnesses." She turned to leave. Jordan reached out and grabbed her wrist. The contact was electric, possessive, desperate. "Whoa," he said, lowering his voice now, fingers tight. "You can't just tell me I'm about to be a father and walk away." Ambrielle looked down at his hand, then back up at his face. Slowly, deliberately, she pulled free. "You don't get to decide when I stay," she said, voice calm and lethal. "That stopped the moment you thought you owned me." The cafeteria had gone eerily quiet. Jordan stared at her like he was seeing her for the first time. Not a girl he could corner, not a night he could erase, but a consequence with teeth. Ambrielle walked away. This time, no one laughed. Some truths don't just ruin reputations, they rewrite power. Ambrielle barely made it through the cafeteria doors before footsteps thundered behind her. "Ambrielle!" She kept going. "Don't ignore me." That did it. She spun around in the hallway, eyes blazing. "You don't get to chase me like this after what just happened." Jordan skidded to a stop a few feet away, chest rising and falling hard. The bravado was gone. What replaced it was raw, frantic, almost scared. "You dropped that on me in front of everyone," he snapped. "You don't get to do that and disappear." "I didn't disappear," she shot back. "I left before you turned it into something worse." "You think I wanted that?" he demanded. "You think I wanted to find out I'm about to be a father in a cafeteria?" Students were starting to slow. Listen. Jordan noticed too. He cursed under his breath, grabbed her hand, not rough, not gentle, and pulled her toward the nearest door. "Not here. People don't need to hear this." The janitor's closet swallowed them in dim light and the sharp scent of cleaner. The door shut. They stood there, too close, breathing each other in. "You scared the hell out of me," he said, voice low and tight. "What are we supposed to do?" "We," she laughed bitterly. "That's new. I'm serious," he snapped. "This is real. You're pregnant. And you didn't care about real when you were ruining everything around you," she fired back. "You don't get to suddenly act responsible now." That hit. His jaw clenched. "You think I don't care because I don't know how to say it, right?" Before she could answer, footsteps passed outside. A janitor's cart rattled by. They froze. Jordan's hand instinctively came up to steady her against the wall, his body shielding hers. Their breaths tangled. The moment stretched, quiet, charged, dangerous. When the footsteps faded, neither of them moved. "You're not walking away from this," he said, his voice low but unwavering. In one smooth motion he grabbed both of her hands and pinned them above her head against the wall. His body leaned in, closing the space, a silent declaration. "Not until we talk, until we fix this, together." Her chest tightened, his eyes held hers, fierce and certain. "You were my first love," he said quietly. "No performance, no audience. I never stopped choosing you, I just kept screwing it up." Her chest tightened. "You don't get to say that now." "I do," he said firmly, "because now there's more at stake than just us." She searched his face, the fear, the certainty, the way his hands trembled like he was holding something fragile. "You don't know how to love gently," she whispered. "I know," he admitted, "but I know who I choose." Silence burned between them. The argument dissolved into proximity, into heat, into something that had never learned how to stay away. Jordan leaned in slowly, their hands still pinned above her head, bodies pressed close, and she didn't stop him. Their lips met, soft at first, hesitant, then deeper, heavier, filled with every argument, every confession, every memory they'd ever shared. Their breaths mingled. The world outside ceased to exist. When they finally kissed fully, with no pullback, the hallway faded, the world disappeared. Some fights don't end in words. They end in inevitability.
When the world points fingers, quick to judge and demand, and your knees grow weak, you feel no place to stand. I lift my eyes upward, your guidance is near. You whisper through heartache, "Child, I am here." Every cruel word, every wound, every scar, you remind me there's healing beyond where we are. Jesus, protector of hearts, you hold us close when the shadows start, when sinners push and storms roar high. You reach through the darkness, the clouds, the sky, you show hope blooms where the hurting begins. Your mercy runs deeper than all of our sins. So I raise my hands, for your love sets me free. You're the protector of hearts, and your light outshines the night I see. You don't judge by failing, or masks we wear. You see through the surface, you know our prayer. When the world grows loud and our mind falls apart, your peace wraps around me, a shield for my heart. You hear the prayers that I cannot voice. You carry the helpless, defend the choice. Jesus, protector of hearts, you hold us close when the shadows start, when sinners push and storms roar high. You reach through the darkness, the clouds, the sky, show hope blooms where the hurting begins. Your mercy runs deeper than all of our sins. So I raise my hands, for your love sets me free. You're the protector of hearts, and your light outshines the night I see. When hypocrites dance, claiming right over wrong, your truth stands steady like an unbroken song. You guide without forcing. You guard every door. You are close beside us, now and nevermore. When demons draw near with their venom and lies, you speak through the shadows. They have no right to your life. Jesus, protector of hearts, your love holds steady when the dark falls apart. Through trials and terrors, through fear and through the night, your presence breaks through like the dawn after night. When the world tries to claim what you've set aside, you remind us we are yours, and in you we abide. For you're more than a shield, more than a spark in the dark. You're the protector of hearts, and your fire